Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. Now I have a small pension from the state of California, and once a year it gets a tiny bit bigger. This is because it has a COLA, a cost of living increase, built in. In a couple of years, when I start collecting Social Security checks, that will have a cost of living increase attached. You know what doesn't have a cost of living increase attached to it? The minimum wage. The minimum wage has to be increased by Congress every time. And the last time that happened was in 2009, when it was raised to $7.25 an hour. Now before that was part of a three-step process. Before that, it had stayed at I think it was $5.65 an hour for 10 years. Now the states can pass their own minimum wage. 11 states have also added COLAs to their minimum wage. That's a good thing. But that means that the rest of the states don't. And there is also a tipped minimum wage, which is for workers who usually receive tips. This is set at a measly $2.13 per hour and has not been increased in 20 years. Now, when people think of the minimum wage, they think of teenagers getting their first jobs. But 88% of people on minimum wage are adults over the age of 20. Now let's get one thing clear. The minimum wage is not a living wage. And most of the people on it are not just supporting themselves, but their families too. So why doesn't the minimum wage have a COLA? Well, it's pure politics. Politicians, conservatives, who oppose the minimum wage because they're in the pockets of the rich, they don't want to have it automatically increase. And those who are for it don't want to have an automatic increase because they want to have it as a recurring issue that they can use to turn out their voters. Now, you have to be a complete fucktard to be against the minimum wage. And the arguments against raising it have every single one of them, proven to be wrong. Raising the minimum wage does not hurt job growth. In fact, it's just the opposite. Increasing the minimum wage creates more spending, which means more demand for products and services, which means more jobs. It doesn't harm businesses. Since it's applied to everybody, there's no competitive advantage for some companies over another. In fact, increasing the minimum wage would be a huge stimulus to the economy. The best thing that we can do to make the economy grow is to get more money out of the banks of rich people where it does nothing and into the hands of more Americans where it would be spent and circulate through the economy. But the politicians who support the minimum wage are also cynically using the working poor as pawns. If they were to raise the minimum wage to a living wage, somewhere around $15 an hour, and then include a cost of living increase, the issue would be gone forever. The country would be a lot better off, the working poor would be a lot better off, but the politicians would lose the issue. Well, screw that. Raise the minimum wage to a living wage and tie it to inflation. And the politicians will just have to find another way to get their voters out. Thanks for listening.